So I am here taking a look at Dual Universe, and you are?
I am JC Bailly, the founder of Nova Quark, and the designer of the game.
Alright, so what is Dual Universe?
So Dual Universe is, first of all, an MMO RPG in a sci-fi context with lots of planets to explore and so on. But you know, the two main things about this game that makes it different from every other is, first, that it's what we call a continuous single shard. It means that everybody plays in the same world at the same time. Potentially, you know, millions of players sharing the same universe together and building a collective story. That's a bit like EVE Online if you know this game. And the other thing is that everything in the game is editable. So you can modify the planets, but you can also build your spaceships, your orbital stations, your cities, anything you want. Because you have voxel editors, and you can actually also put functional elements on your constructions like engines, cockpits, and weapons and things like that to build really anything you like. So it's a bit of a combination of the ideas of EVE Online and Minecraft, but without the cube-like aspect. You get a smooth, realistic rendering. So the potential is very big for people to actually build sort of civilizations out of that. There will be an in-game economy. There will be all sorts of ways for people to exchange together. So I think it's ambitious and long, awaited kind of games that we have developed with a new tech to do this. So there's a lot of R&D that has been already involved in making this a reality.
Okay, so with all the stuff that you can customize, like your ships and like the cities that you're making, is there any like environmental customization that you're doing? Like, are you like digging or cutting into like the land, or?
Clearly, you see here, I'm on this planet, which is a starting planet. I can just dig the ground very easily.
Okay, so there is terrain deformation.
Absolutely.
Oh, you just feel like caves.
I can do a cave underground, kilometer down under the planet. That's just
like a little underground cavern.
It would take me a lot of time to go to the center of the planet, because look at how big it is. It's absolutely gigantic.
It's almost like a photorealistic Minecraft in a way.
Sort of. We definitely like the idea of photorealistic. It's still not quite there yet, of course, but we want to make it not cartoonish, something that looks as realistic as it is possible with the technical constraints we have. You see this moon over there? You can see it from the ground, and it's a real planet, so I'm going to land on it. And see, the original planet is still there.
Yeah.
And here I am, landing on the moon. And just like the starting planet, this is entirely editable. So if I take my tool and I aim at the ground, I can dig it. Of course, it's not just modifying the terrain for the sake of it. It's also collecting materials, because what you see is basically is mining. So you mine whatever you're collecting, and we will add later on in the game some gameplay to scan the environment to go, trying to find the resources that you could then sell to the in-game markets or use for yourself with crafting, so that you build the basic building blocks that you will use to build your ship.
Okay.
So it's a whole economy. Actually, you don't have to build your ship if you really don't want to.
Yeah.
You can just buy it on the markets, pre-made.
Okay.
So some players will specialize, at different levels of the production chain. And
are there pros and cons to like crafting your own ship or like buying them? Like,
the pro and cons really boils down to how comfortable you are with customizing it, and we will make it sort of challenging to do the perfect ship, that has the best dynamic parameters, doesn't consume too much fuel, and so on and so on. So if you're into this, it's a lot of fun. It's, I would say, maybe a mix between Kerbal, Space Engineers, this kind of heritage. But if you don't want, if all you like is to fly a ship and maybe be part of a mercenary group or pirates or something, well, you're just gonna buy those things, and you're gonna buy the most popular ships. Presumably, you can still customize them. That's the beauty of it. You can buy a ship and add your little personal touch to it without necessarily being an expert at designing the whole thing. Actually, if you're really into going down to the bottom of it, all ships are entirely scriptable in Lua, which is a very simple programming language, and you can modify them to the details of how the engines are controlled, how the maneuvers are handled, so you can really do anything you like.
Okay. Now, in this, are you crafting kind of your own narrative as you're going along, or is there an actual like type of like narrative or lore or any type of story to it?
There is a lore,
Yeah.
so there's a lot of things to understand about the universe where you are. But the core idea is that the real stories, the real narratives, and actually the quests should come from the players themselves, just like they do in other emergent games. We want to push that to a new scale.
Yeah.
And in fact, our job is to provide the tools so that the players can exchange and communicate with each other. So that me, as a sort of entrepreneur-like player who wants to build a Death Star, I have a way to actually make other people know that I need miners, that I need mercenaries to protect the construction sites, and so on and so on. So we will have tools within the game so that you can advertise what you need, and symmetrically, some players will just look at what's there and join existing organizations, basically join their projects. And so that's the vision. Rather than having NPCs that give you some completely fake quests, we don't think we need that. If you look actually to our community website, there's only 1,500 organizations created. Some of them are getting close to 500 members. So you look at what those guys are advertising on their organization website, it's already full of ideas, and some of them want to become the best industrialist or an empire, or they want to build a Death Star and so on. So I don't think we have to push people very, very hard for them to actually create lots of stories and things.
Now, with the areas that you're kind of building and spaceships and stuff, are there limits to what you can kind of do in terms of like in one section? Like, is there like an object count that kind of hits like a maximum, like a ceiling?
No object count, but it's a bit complicated. Certain objects will be limited in numbers within your ship or your station, but the size of your station will be pretty large. The largest building blocks we will have so far is going to be about 1 kilometer, and it's very large already, and you can make several of them. So I think you can really build very, very big things. What you see here on the screen is about the thousands of players that are simulated, just to show how the server handles the load. So they are bots, but basically they are here to test the way the netcode is handling the updates and so on. So no lag, no problem.
They look all kind of like a little bit different in some areas. Like, is there any customization to these guys?
Well, they are not really very different. It's just male and female to start with at the moment.
I gotcha.
And color customization, which is not even used in these bots. They are all the same color. So very, very basic stuff. It's a huge project. We're a small company. We did a Kickstarter last year, which was a great success.
Excellent.
We were the third biggest Kickstarter in the world in video game, actually. So that's huge for us.
Yeah, very impressive.
But still, we have to make choices on what we prioritize. And so these things we did not do yet. There will come, of course, customization of the characters. We know it's very important, but our main priority is to show that the game mechanics are sound and that the concept is working, the tech is working, and so on. So and let's go inside the ship, by the way. So we have one here. Again, it's been entirely customized. So if I want, I can add another engine here. I can modify the shape. This is a stupid add-on I just did, just to show you, but so you can really sculpt it the way you like, and once you're happy, you can just enter the cockpit and fly it.
So you can create like just general ground vehicles as well, right?
Oh yeah, you can make a hovercraft. I don't know, I think there is one somewhere, I don't know where it is, but you can make a hovercraft. It's not going to go more than 5 meters above the ground, but it's a perfect ground vehicle for flat surfaces. So I don't know, maybe people will start to build roads,
You just build like the Batmobile pretty much and just cruise around. Just make your own Gotham on some moon.
That's all possible if you have, the skills to do the sculpting of the shape and so on. Sure.
How many planets are we kind of dealing in the area?
In pre-alpha, which is the stage we are now, we're going to have about 12 planets.
Okay.
But ultimately, when the game releases, there will be a little bit more, with one solar system to start with. and then as we go on adding more and more features in the game, we will expand so that people can actually explore more solar systems. It's not a challenge to have millions of planets.
Yeah.
We can do that.
Yeah.
No problem. It's not a technical problem.
Yeah.
It's a gameplay decision so that you have maybe fewer planets, but they are all inhabited. There's things going on those planets. They are interesting.
Yeah.
And then we grow progressively as the number of players is growing. That's the idea. So that you don't have empty planets. They're all the same. And it's boring. It's pointless actually. So we want to make this lively.
Now, are all the planets are they procedurally generated or are they handcrafted?
They are procedurally generated.
Okay.
Entirely. So we are building biomes. This is a typical environment you can find, like this forest you see here, or the meadow, or the high mountain area you see here. They are just biomes, and then there's an algorithm that is able to mix them together to create a particular landscape. I'm going to crash. Okie. Well, it requires skills to fly a ship. It's not just so easy that it's not arcade mode.
Yeah.
And I think this is good because some players will become very good at it, and their skill will be needed, and they will be valuable to an organization because they know how to fly a ship properly.
So, with this playing with other players, and how does that kind of interaction work?
With other players?
Yeah.
Well, right now they simply interact with them. You can chat with them. Later on, we will introduce organization management. There's a whole idea about getting politics basically in the game, which is how you spread and share power between all the players with a complex voting system, with delegations and so on and so on. So you can structure your organization in any way you like.
Yeah.
And so that will be the main vehicle for social interactions within the game. Joining an organization and being part of everything that's going to happen within it.
So you guys are in pre-alpha.
Yes.
What kind of time frame do you guys have for, a final release?
Well, the goal, if everything goes well, is to have a game at the end of 2018.
Okay.
Well, this is if everything runs smoothly, we may have a delay. We have already delayed our alpha, so the community is very understanding because they understand this is a very complex and ambitious game. We're going as fast as we can. We work very hard, so we're going to have at least access to a game that is out of pre-alpha for sure in 2018.
Yeah.
And we will slowly get towards the release, hopefully at the end of the year if everything goes as we hope.
And how do people get in on the pre-alpha and that type of stuff?
Yeah, well, as I said, we had a crowdfunding. So the rule is simple. If you have backed us at a certain level, which is the gold level, then you get access to the pre-alpha.
Okay.
That is about 2,000 people that will get access to the game at the end of September, 30th of September. But the crowdfunding website is still on until the 7th of September, so you can still go on it and pledge if you feel so. I just want to stress again, that the pre-alpha is not the full game, far from it. It's just the building gameplay.
Just a small little slice of what's to come.
It's probably going to be full of bugs, even though we work as much as we can to iron that out. But anyway, let's be realistic. It will be buggy. So we're looking at people who are interested to help us debug this thing. That's the spirit of the pre-alpha. If you're more into, early access and trying a game that is already in good shape, just wait and join us a bit later.
How big's the team that's making the game?
We're 30 people now.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's good, and more importantly, the people in the team are very good. We have a bunch of crazy good engineers who are making this possible. The level of tech that we have is quite impressive. This is another thing I did not show you yet, which is all the interactive parts in the game. Here what you see is a screen unit that is programmable in Lua.
Yeah, it's got an Arkanoid kind of looking thing.
That's right. That's a programming board, programming in Lua, and you connect it to the screen. And we made a simple game within the game.
Nice.
And you can program anything you want. So this is a game, but you could have a 3D rendering of your ship with info, sensors, whatever. I'm sure people will do crazy stuff.
Excellent. Well, it's shaping up to look actually really, really good.
Yeah, it's really nice. There's another part, I don't know, where is it? It's gone. Okay, I had another part I wanted to show you, but apparently it's not there anymore. Anyway, so that's the idea, This is the space station, by the way. It shows how big things can be.
So can you move around freely like that all the time, or is that like a developer type of?
They have we call it God mode.
Gotcha.
And it's a way for us to make demos. In the game, when you move, you need a ship, and it's usually going to be much slower than
Can you like maneuver like that outside of your ship, like with like a jetpack or something? Or?
Yes. We're working right now at the movement in space, so that you can actually move around in space. Let me try to add here something here. Okay, so you see I've added this cube here. It's about 8 meters high, so it gives you an idea of the size of things. So it's like a large building. See how big it is? Quite large.
Oh yeah.
So I don't know, when people start to build that, I mean, the amount of resources you need to gather to be able to simply build a structure will be gigantic. So I don't think you'll be able to do that until at least 1 year of game time, maybe more. So, but it's a nice goal that people can set for themselves in the game. So,
gotcha.
There we go. And that's the start zone. So another thing that is important is that so there will be combat in the final game, and there will be territory management. Here you see territory tiles on the planet, so you can claim those tiles to actually make it your territory. So there will be wars, and there will be people attacking you, but all this will take place outside of what we call the safe zone, which is a 20 kilometers area around the Ark ship. Means that when you enter the game, you're not necessarily going to be attacked or harassed immediately. You will be in a safe area. Only if you decide to go in the more dangerous sector, you will do so. So I hope this will be interesting also for people who are not about PvP, who are into building stuff and simple things like that. So it's not going to be all PvP free for all and the kind of thing that you see in other games. We want to make a balance between PvP and more, different types of gameplay.
Yeah, people just want to explore and just kind of make their own thing, then they've got that as well.
Yeah, you'll be able to explore the planets, and maybe you dig a hole underground and create a secret base underground.
Excellent.
You can do what you want. So that's it, Dual Universe.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you. Nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you.